Welcome to a beautiful day for Norris baseball. Starting lineups for the Titans. Batting first and in right field, number 5, Cale Consbrook. Batting second, number 18, playing third base, Landon Meyer. Batting third, the first baseman, number 2, Cale Fountain. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 8, Eden Holt. Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 28, Carson Baker. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 3, Kaiser Pappenhagen. Batting seventh, number 9, and playing DH, Cody Barons. Batting eighth, number 25, Emery Burnley, and he's catching. Batting ninth, the center fielder, Coulter Wallstrom. For Adams Central, batting first, number 7, and catching, Caleb Sawyer. Batting second, in right fielder, number 3, Jaden Techmeyer. Batting third, number 5, Jackson Gangwish. Batting fourth, number 4, Nick Connett, and he's at shortstop. Batting fifth, number 9, Joe Pashek, he's in left field. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 8, Hyatt Collins. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 1, Sam Dirks. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 10, Isaac Meyer. Batting ninth, the pitcher, number 9, Drew Garacki. The pitching tonight for Norris is Collier Hesterman. Cloudy, windy, and 67 will be our starting temperature. Correction. Cale Consbrick will be in left field, and Carson Baker will be in right field for the Titans. Titans come into the game ranked 4th by Max Preps with a 6-1 record, with its only loss coming to Beatrice, a 3-1 loss. Adams Central has a 1-0 record with a win against St. Paul Palmer. It was a 13-0 win. This will be Adams Central's hardest match so far this year. Caleb Sawyer is the first batter from Adams Central tonight. The first pitch from Hesterman, high, ball 1. Here's the pitch from Hesterman. In there, strike 1. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Hesterman. Fouled back, strike 2. 1-2 the count now to Caleb Sawyer. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Hesterman. Fouled off towards the first base side. And the count stands at 1-2. Hesterman is now ready, and here's the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3, got him on a curveball. And that'll be the first strikeout, first punchy for the Titans tonight. It was a 4-pitch at bat for Sawyer, and that brings up number 3, Jaden Techmeyer. Ground ball off towards the shortstop side to Eden Holt, and got him by about 2 steps. That brings up number 5, Jackson Gangwish. First pitch to Gangwish, strike 1. I've only seen 2 of those pitches, but they have been really good for Hesterman today. Strike 2. 0-2 the count to Jackson Gangwish. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Gangwish. Fouled off towards the first base side, and the count stands at 0-2. And here's the 0-2 pitch. In the air. And that will be caught by Wallstrom for the 3rd out of the inning. 1-2-3 inning for the Titans. And batting for the Titans in the bottom of the 1st.
Hey, how do we do it? Score. 0.
Batting for the Titans in the bottom of the first will be Cale Consbrook, Landon Meyer, and Cale Fountain. It took 8 pitches to get out of that inning for Collier Hesterman. The Titans offense is explosive, with everybody able to steal a base, and Cale Fountain, Eden Holt, and Landon Meyer all have extreme pop to them. So that brings up Cale Consbrook. He's in left field tonight. And here's the first pitch from Garacki. Shows bunt and bunted foul. Strike 1 to Cale Consbrook. You don't see that very often. Bunting on the first pitch. But Cale Consbrook does have speed. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Cale Consbrook. Bunted foul. Strike 2. 0-2 now to Cale Consbrook. And he will be swinging. Drew Garacki gets set, and here's the 0-2 pitch. Strike 3. Quick punchy for Adams Central, Drew Garacki, and that brings up number 18, Landon Meyer. He's at third base tonight. Here's the first pitch from Garacki. Outside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch in the dirt, ball 2. 0-2 the count now to Landon Meyer. Here's the 2-0 pitch. In there, strike 1 to Landon Meyer. Here's the 2-1 pitch, strike 2. 2-2 the count to Landon Meyer. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Garacki. Fouled off towards the first base side. and the count stands at 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Meyer. Lined up the middle. And that will be a single for Landon Meyer. That brings up number 12, Cale Fountain. Checks the run at first and will pick off attempt way high, but the first baseman makes a good stop there. And here's the first pitch to Cale Fountain. Meyer's going, might have gotten him. Just off. Great job there by Landon Meyer, and great job by the catcher to get that throw down to second base, but just not in time. And it's 1-0 the count to Cale Fountain. Ball 2 to Cale Fountain. Sorry, it's 1-1 the count to Cale Fountain. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Garacki. Fouled. Strike 2, 1-2 the count to Cale Fountain. And here's the 1-2 pitch to Fountain. Going from Meyer, he will have to go back. Fouled from Fountain, and the count stands at 1-2. On deck for the Titans, number 8, Eden Holt. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Garacki. Outside, ball 3, down the line. Not in time. And Meyer gets another stolen base. So a runner at third in scoring position for the Titans. A pop-up scores. And it's 2-2 the count to Cale Fountain. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fouled back. And the count stands at 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Cale Fountain. In the dirt, ball 3, and coming home will be Landon Meyer. And I do believe that is a pass ball from the catcher. And it will be 1-0 Titans. So 3-2 the count to Cale Fountain. Ball 4. Great at bat there by Cale Fountain. And that brings up the shortstop, number 8, Eden Holt. Pickoff attempt by Drew Garacki. Cale Fountain in time safe. And Drew Garacki gets set. And the pitch. Cale Fountain going. Way over, but the second baseman's got it. And Cale Fountain has himself a stolen base. And it's 1-0 the count to Eden Holt. Outside, ball 2. 2-0 the count to Eden Holt. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fouled back. 2-1 the count to Eden Holt. On deck for the Titans, number 28, Carson Baker. Here's a 2-1 pitch from Garacki. Low and outside, ball 3. 3-1 the count to Garacki. That was Garacki's 20th pitch of the afternoon. And here's the 3-1 pitch to Holt. In there, strike 2. Full count now for Eden Holt. Cale Fountain gets his lead. And here's the 3-2 pitch. In the air and fouled. And the count stands at 3-2. And here's the 3-2 pitch from Garacki. High, and that's ball 4. And so it'll be runners at first and second for Carson Baker. Meeting on the mound for Adams Central. Trying to calm the pitcher down after walking 2 batters in a row, but those were battling at bats for Cale Fountain and Eden Holt. Inning recap, Landon Meyer singled, stole second and third, and then came home on a pass ball to make the score 1-0. And here's the first pitch to Carson Baker from Drew Garacki. Attempted pickoff there by Drew Garacki, but nobody was there. So there was no play. Double steal for Norris, and probably would have gotten him if that didn't tip off his glove. So it will be runners at second and third for Carson Baker. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Carson Baker. In there, strike one. 1-1 the count to Carson Baker. On deck for the Titans, number 13, Kaiser Pappenhagen. The sun has came out here. In the dirt, ball 2. 2-1 the count to Carson Baker. Time. And don't see this very often. They're repositioning the base. I've seen it done all the time, just not during a game. Base is somewhat in. Yep, it's in now. Quick repair from the Titans. And that brings up the 2-1 count. Here's the pitch to Carson Baker. Lined. Almost caught by the second baseman, number 1, Sam Dirks. 2 runs will score, and it's a 2 RBI single for Carson Baker. That brings up number 13, Kaiser Pappenhagen. Now 3-0 in favor of the Titans. First pitch to Pappenhagen, fouled into the netting. Strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Pappenhagen. No, it's a pickoff attempt. And back safely. And now we'll all get set back again. Checks the runner at first. And here's the 0-1 pitch to Pappenhagen. And there goes Baker, and he will get a stolen base. Catcher getting good reps on the stolen bases as Titans have stole six bases, and it's only the first inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Pappenhagen. That ball 1 in the dirt. Got him. So the Titans are 6 for 7 on the steals tonight. And it's a 1-2 count. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Pappenhagen in the air, and that should be the third out of the inning. And that will be caught by the center fielder. And that ends the inning. Titans get 3 up to bat for Adams Central in the top of the second. Number 4 and playing shortstop, Nick Conyett. Number 9, the left fielder, Joe Pishek. And number 8, the center fielder, Hyatt Collins. Still on the mound for the Titans will be Collier Hesterman. Warming up in the Adams Central bullpen, number 14, Brendan Ground. He's a sophomore. Hesterman is a junior. list him here as a junior utility man. He has looked sharp through one tonight for the Titans. So now batting now for Adams Central, number 4, Nick Connat. Here's the first pitch from Hesterman. Inside, ball 1. 1-0 the count to Hesterman. To Connat. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Connat. Ground ball to the shortstop, Eden Holt. Throw over to first in time. 6-3 play. So that brings up number 11, Joe Peshek. Here's the first pitch from Hesterman. Inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Peshek. Strike 1. 1-1 the count to Peshek. Strike 2 to Peshek. Peshek is playing left field today for Adams Central. On deck for Adams Central, number 8, Hyatt Collins. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Peshek, gotten by the by the pitcher and tossed over to first in time. That brings up number 8, Hyatt Collins. He is the center fielder tonight for Adams Central. Here's the first pitch to Collins, and he lines it between the gap of the first and second baseman for a single. That brings up number 1, Sam Dirks. He's the second baseman tonight for Adams Central. In the dirt, ball 1, and Collins will take the wild pitch from Hesterman. So 1-0 the count to Sam Dirks. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Did he go? Strike 1 to Sam Dirks. That was the 15th pitch from Hesterman. The 1-1 pitch is in there for a strike. And so it's 1-2 the count to Sam Dirks. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Got him looking on a backwards punchy. And Adams Central leaves one. Batting for the Titans in the bottom of the second, Cody Barons, Emery Burnley, and Colton Malmstrom. Batting for the Titans, number 9, Cody Barons. Drew Garacki out for his second inning of starting pitching, and the first pitch is strike one to Cody Barons. Here's the 0-1 pitch, high ball 1-1, the count to Cody Barons. Some raindrops are starting to fall, but doesn't look to be much. Strike two to Cody Barons. 1-2, the count to Barons. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Barons. Fouled off towards the right, to the first base side, and it will be, the count will stand at 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Barons. Just a little high and outside. Ball 2. 2-2 the count to Cody Barons. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Line down the line. And that will be a single for Cody Barons. That brings up the catcher, number 25, Emery Burnley. Here's the first pitch to Burnley. Strike one. 0-1 the count to Emery Burnley. Pickoff attempt. Barons gets back safely. And it's an 0-1 count to Emery Burnley. Here's the 0-1 pitch and another pickoff attempt. Not in time. And looks like we'll probably get a pitch here from Drew Garacki. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Garacki. Shows bunt. Bunt is down. 1 out. Garacki to number 10, Isaac Meyer. Sacrifice bunt for Burnley. Advances Barons over. And that brings up number 1, Colton Wallstrom. Outside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Wallstrom. Fouled down the right field line. And it's 1-1 the count now to Colton Wallstrom. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Wallstrom. Outside, ball 2. 2-1 the count to Wallstrom. On deck for the Titans, number 5, Cale Consbrook. Here's the 2-1 pitch, fouled into the netting, 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Garacki. Outside, full count. 3-2. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Wallstrom. Got him looking on an inside. Wallstrom's gonna say he got hit. And that will be a looking strikeout. And that brings up number 5, Cale Consbrook. Now, Coach Bartholomew is coming on towards the umpire. Little talk. He might have called it on a leaning in pitch. He said he might have leaned in. Coach Bartholomew lets it go. And that brings up Cale Consbrook. 2 outs and a runner on second for Consbrook. Here's the first pitch to Consbrook. Outside, ball 1. Consbrook is 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in the first. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Just high, ball 2. 2-0 the count to Cale Consbrook. On deck for the Titans, number 18, Landon Meyer. He's been calling it all day there. Strike one to Cale Consbrook. Time? Colin Fountain, I think, back into the dugout. Just high, and he held up ball 3. 3-1, the count to Cale Consbrook. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Outside, walked him. And that brings runners on first and second for Landon Meyer, who singled his first time up and later came around to score. Coach is back on the mound to talk to Drew Garacki. Warming up in the Adams Central's bullpen, number 14, Brendan Ground. Here's Drew and he steps off the mound. Here's the first pitch from Garacki to Landon Meyer. Outside, ball 1. 1-0, the count to Landon Meyer. Probably could have gotten a pick off there. Nobody covering the bag. And Cody Behrens dodges a bullet. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Behrens. In the dirt, ball 2. That was Garacki's 51st pitch. And here's the 2-0 pitch to Landon Meyer. Strike 1 to Landon Meyer. He's been consistent with that all day. The home plate umpire has. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Landon Meyer. Outside, ball 3. 3-1, the count to Landon Meyer. And here's the 3-1 pitch from Garacki. Fouled off towards the first base side, and that makes the count full, and the runners on the bases will be running. Full count and fouled. Count remains 3-2. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Landon Meyer. Strike 3 called with some off speed. And the Adams Central avoids a jam. Batting for Adams Central in the bottom of the third, number 10 Isaac Meyer, number 9 Drew Garacki, and number 7 Caleb Sawyer. First pitch to Isaac Meyer is a strike from Collier Hesterman. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Collier Hesterman. Ground ball foul towards the third base line. And that makes the count 0-2 to Isaac Meyer. Isaac Meyer is playing first base tonight for the Adams Central Patriots. High ball 1 to Isaac Meyer. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Hesterman, and that will be in the dirt. Ball 2, 2-2 the count to Isaac Meyer. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fly ball. It should be a single for Isaac Meyer, and it will be. That is the second hit of the day for Adams Central. And that brings up number 9, Drew Garacki. Here's the first pitch to Garacki. In there, strike 1. 0-1 the count to Drew Garacki. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Strike 2 to Drew Garacki. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Garacki. Low ball 1. 1-2 the count to Drew Garacki. Fouled back. Count stands at 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball to the third baseman. Off ricochets. And everybody will be safe. That brings up number 12. Creighton Jacobitz. And courtesy runner, number 18, Jake Sulkehorn. Here's the first pitch to Jacobitz, strike 1. 0-1 the count to Creighton Jacobitz. Ground ball to the second baseman. Double play. And 6-4-6-3 double play for the Titans. That brings up number 3, Jaden Techmeyer. In there, strike 1 to Jaden Techmeyer. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Line drive. What a catch by the center fielder, Colton Wallstrom, diving and making the third out of the inning. Batting in the bottom of the third for the Titans, Cale Fountain, Eden Holt, and Carson Baker. Drew Garacki is on his third inning of starting. First pitch to Cale Fountain. It'll be dropping for a single in right field. Cale Fountain is now 1 for 1. That brings up the shortstop, Eden Holt. Holt walked his first time up and then stole second and scored on a 2 RBI single from Carson Baker. Here's the first pitch to Eden Holt. Attempted pickoff by Drew Garacki. Though first pitch to Eden Holt is a strike, and Cale Fountain steals second base. That is the Titans. Seventh steal out of 8 tries. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Garacki. Ball 1. 1-1 the count to Eden Holt. Ground ball. And comes off the base. And so it will be a single for Eden Holt. So it'll be first and third, runners at the corners for Carson Baker. With another RBI chance, he already has 2 RBIs on the day. Here's the first pitch to Carson Baker. Checks the runners. And here's the first pitch. And Eden Holt will get the 8th stolen base today by the Titans and set up second and third for the Titans. And the first pitch was a strike to Carson Baker. Strike 2 to Carson. 1-1 the count to Carson Baker. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Carson Baker. Inside, ball 2. Almost a hit by pitch. Here's a 2-1 pitch from Garacki. In the dirt, ball 3, and Cale Fountain will come home. I believe that will be a pass ball. And so it will be 4-0 Titans. And here's a 3-1 pitch from Garacki, and that will walk him. And so that will bring on number 14, Brandon Ground. He is a sophomore. Final line for Drew Garacki. 2 innings, 63 pitches, 3 punchies, 0 hit by pitches, 3 walks, 5 hits, 4 runs, and all of them earned. It will be runners on the corners when we resume play. Batting now for the Titans, number 13, Kaiser Peppenhagen, who is 0 for 1 with a fly out to the center fielder back in the first inning. Here's the first pitch from Brendan Ground. In the dirt, ball 1. 1-0 the count to Kaiser Peppenhagen. Here's the 1-0 pitch. In the dirt, ball 2. 2-0 the count to Kaiser Peppenhagen. Carson Baker's going to second. And attempted steal. Throw down by the catcher, not in time. And Eden Holt comes in to score. Not the brightest move by the catcher, but the game rolls on. That is Ground's. Here's the 3-0 pitch. In there, strike 1. That is Ground's 4th pitch. And here's the 3-1 pitch from Brandon Ground. Ground ball foul, full count. Here's the 3-2 pitch. High ball 4, and it will be runners at first and second with nobody out. Brings up Cody Behrens. He singled his first time up. and made it to second on a sac bunt from Emery Burnley. On deck for the Titans, number 25, Emery Burnley. Here's the first pitch to Cody Behrens. Fouled into the netting. Strike one. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Behrens. Double steal in the air, hit and run. It will get down, and one hops the wall. One run will for sure coming in. At the plate, safe, and it's a 2-run double from Cody Behrens. And now all he needs is a single and a home run and a triple for the cycle. Here's the first pitch to Emery Burnley. Ground ball to the shortstop. Gets past the shortstop. And that will be into center field. Behrens coming around to score. Burnley into second with a double. And that makes it 8-0. And that brings up Colton Wallstrom. Pinch runner, number 2, Barrett Stone. On deck for the Titans, number 5, Cale Consbrook. Wallstrom is 0 for 1 with a looking strikeout in the second. Going to third is Stone over the head of the third baseman. And in to score is Stone. And it's a 9-0 ball game. It's a 6-run inning for the Titans. And it's an 0-1 count. Fouled off towards the first base side. 0-2 the count to Colton Wallstrom. Nobody warming up in the Patriot bullpen. Titans only need one more run to 10-run rule the Patriots. In the air, fouled back, and the count stands at 0-2. Windy, blowing towards the southwest, coming from the southwest, in the air. Third baseman will come in and get the catch for the first out of the inning. That brings up number 5, Cale Consbrook. Consbrook is 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the first and a walk in the second, and that will hit Consbrook. And so that brings up Landon Meyer. Coach is coming out to talk to the umpire. Here's the first pitch to Landon Meyer. Just a little high. Ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Pickoff attempt by Ground. And the count stands at 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Meyer. In there, strike 1. Consbrook going, and he will be safe at second. That is the Titans' ninth steal of the game out of 10 tries. In there, strike 2. One and 2 the count to Landon Meyer. In the dirt, ball 2. 2 and 2 the count to Landon Meyer. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Inside, ball 3. Full count to Landon Meyer. On deck for the Titans, Cale Fountain. In the air, Consbrook's got to go back. Nobody sees it, and it's dropped. He caught it, I guess. And that brings the second out of the inning, and that brings up Cale Fountain. Fountain is 1 for 1 with a single in the third and a walk in the first. And he has 3 stolen bases on the afternoon. And dead ball. That's his second of the game. And that brings up the shortstop, Eden Holt. He is 1 for 1 with a single in the third and a walk in the first. In the air, got too much of it, and it will return to earth as a foul ball. 0-1 the count to Eden Holt. Here's the first pitch to Eden. Here's the second pitch to Eden Holt. Fouled back. Strike 2. Fountain and Consbrook tried to do a double steal there. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Holt. Ground ball. Did a little bit. Safe. And bases loaded for Carson Baker. And that brings up Carson Baker, who is 1-for-1 on the day with a single in the first and a walk in the third. He has 2 RBIs and has a chance to get a couple more here. Outside, ball 1. 1-0 the count to Carson Baker. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Inside, ball 2. 2-0 the count to Carson Baker. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Carson Baker. Inside, almost hit him, ball 3. 3-0 the count to Carson Baker. 10-run rule is on the line. Bases loaded, a walk scores 1. Adams Central in the future probably needs to work on command. There has been a lot of walks today. And here's the 3-0 pitch. Strike 1 to Carson Baker. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Carson Baker in the dirt, ball 4. And 1 run comes home. And that is Carson Baker's 3rd RBI. That brings up Kaiser Poppenhagen, who is 0-for-1 with a fly out to the center field in the first and a walk in the third. In the air. This should be the 3rd out, and it will be caught by the center fielder. Batting for the Adams Central in the 4th. Nick Conyat, Joe Pesch, and Hyatt Collins. Batting for Adams Central, Number 5, Jackson Gangwish. In the dirt, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Gangwish down the line, and that will be a single. Here's the first pitch to Nick Conyat. In there, strike 1 to Nick Conyat. One and one the count to Nick Conyat. In the air, that will be fouled. 2-1 the count to Nick Conyat. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Nick Conyat. In the air. That will one-hop the wall. And it will be a no-out double for Nick Conyat. And here comes Adam Central. That brings up Joe Pashek. Strike 1 to Joe Pashek. Pashek is 0 for 1 with a ground out to the pitcher back in the second inning. Ball 1 to Joe Pashek. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Pashek. Just outside, ball 2. Warming up in the Patriots bullpen, number 16, Jacob Reichstein. On deck, number 8, Hyatt Collins. Here's a 2-1 pitch to Pashek. Fouled back, 2-2, the count to Joe Pashek. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Joe Pashek. In there, strike 3, and that's a backwards punchy. Brings up number 8, Hyatt Collins. Here's the first pitch to Hyatt Collins. inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Hyatt Collins, coming home. And it will be 9-1. 10-1 now. Two and 0. The count now to Hyatt Collins. On the ground to the shortstop. That will be out for number 2. And that brings up Sam Dirks. Yes. Here's the first pitch to Sam Dirks. In the dirt, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Sam Dirks. Foul ball. 1-1 the count to Sam Dirks. Dirks is 0 for 1 with a backwards strikeout in the second, also known as a looking strikeout. Ground ball to the shortstop and bounces off his glove. And it'll be a runner on first with 2 outs. That brings up number 10, Isaac Meyer. Strike 1 to Isaac Meyer. Foul ball, strike 2 to Isaac Meyer. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Collier Hesterman. Foul ball. Stays alive. That was Hesterman. 41st pitch. Just low, ball 1. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Hesterman. Tipped, foul, counts stays at 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Hesterman, and a strike 3 called. Up for the Titans in the bottom of the 4th, Cody Barons, Emery Burnley, Colton Wallstrom. Cody Barons up to bat here in the bottom of the 4th. Barons is 2 for 2 with a single and a double. In the air, deep, one hops the wall. It'll be extra bases for Cody Barons, and it will be a double, his second double of the afternoon for Cody Barons. That brings up number 25, Emery Burnley, who is 1 for 2 with a double back in the 3rd. First pitch to Burnley. Strike 1. Strike 2 to Emery Burnley. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Emery Burnley. Line drive up the middle, and that will be a single. Emery Burnley digging for 2, and he will be on with his second double. That brings up number 1, Colton Wallstrom. He is 0 for 2 with a strikeout in the 2nd and a flyout to the 3rd baseman in the 3rd. Barrett Stone coming out to run again for Emery Burnley. Here's the first pitch to Colton Wallstrom, and that will be a hit by pitch. That's his 3rd hit by pitch from Brandon Ground. So it will be bases loaded for Cale Consbrook. Consbrook is 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the first, a walk in the second, and a hit by pitch in the third. First pitch from ground is outside, ball 1. Here's the second pitch to Consbrook. Strike 1 to Consbrook. 1-1 the count to Cale Consbrook. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Cale Consbrook. Outside, ball 2. 2-1 the count to Cale Consbrook. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. Strike 2 for Brendan Ground. On deck for the Titans, number 18, Landon Meyer. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Up high, ball 3, full count to Cale Consbrook. Foul tip. And the count stands at 3-2. And here's the 3-2 pitch to Cale Consbrook from Brandon Ground. High, ball 4, and a run comes home on a walk. So now it'll be 11-2. That brings up Landon Meyer. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the first pitch to Meyer. In the air, sky to high. Shortstop can't get to it. Infield fly. And that brings up Cale Fountain with the 1 out. Brings up Cale Fountain. Fountain is 1 for 1 with a single in the third, a walk in the first, and a hit by pitch in the third. In there, strike 1. He's been consistent with it all day. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Cale Fountain. Ground ball through the shortstop third base. And that will plate 2. And that makes the game 13-2. That brings up Eden Holt, who is 2 for 2 with 2 singles in the third and a walk in the first. In the air, that ball will 2 hops to the wall, score 2, and Holt's in with a double. That brings up Carson Baker, who is 1-for-1 with a single in the first and 2 walks in the third. And here's the first pitch to Carson Baker. Ball 1 in the dirt. In the dirt, ball 2. And Holt will be at third. Strike 1 to Carson Baker. In the air. And the center fielder will catch it. Tagging up is Eden Holt, and he will come in to score. And that brings up Kaiser Poppenhagen. Now pinch batting, number 34, Dayton Schmidt. First pitch to Dayton Schmidt. Foul ball. Ball 1 to Dayton Schmidt. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Schmidt. Ground ball. Scooped up by the third baseman and over to first in time. Shout out to our sponsors: First State Bank, Gaina Trucking and Excavating, Norris Wrestling Club, Renee Goodhart with Remax Concept, Empath Athletics, Farmers Cooperative, Norris Association of Teachers, and of course, You Stop. Batting for Adams Central will be Isaac Meyer, Creighton Jacobitz, and Caleb Soller. New pitcher on the mound for the Titans, number 9, Cody Barons. Final line for Coiler Hesterman. 4 innings, 42 pitches, 3 strikeouts, 0 hit by pitches, 0 walks, 4 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. Now batting for the Patriots, number 14, Brandon Ground. First pitch from Barons is fouled for a foul ball for a strike. 0-1 they count to Brandon Ground. In there, strike 2. On deck for the Patriots, number 6, Tate McIntyre. Staying alive with a tip foul. Count stands at 0-2. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Fouled again. Count stands at 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Brendan Ground. In there, strike 3 looking. Throw down to first in time. So 1 out for the here in the top of the 5th, and that brings up number 6, Tate McIntyre. Strike 1 to McIntyre. Second pitch to McIntyre is singled into left field. That brings up number 2, Jaden Techmeyer. Here's the first pitch to Techmeyer in the dirt, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Techmeyer. In the air. Third baseman, shortstop will get it. Throw down to first. In time. Double play to end the game. Final line for Cody Barron's 1 run, 9 pitches, 1 strikeout, 0 hit by pitches or walks, 1 hit, no runs. Final line for Brendan Ground. 2 innings,